Hi there, everybody. This is Carrie Hamblin, the CEO and president of the Las Cruces Green Chamber of Commerce, coming to you again with another one of our very popular Zoom chats. This is a great way of uplifting you as a business through our social media, reaching audiences that you normally wouldn't on your social media. And today we have with us Jay Valencia, the founder of Desert Micro. Jay, it is so good to see you. How are you doing?
Excellent. It's really great to be with you today, Carrie.
We actually originally started talking because of another project that you were working on, and this was several years ago. And then all of a sudden you popped up, and you weren't living here at the time, and now you're here, and you've got this project of Desert Micro. So tell me, how did it go from salsa, which was our original conversation, to amazing microgreens?
When we talked, I had just started studying permaculture. So that's not a familiar term to a lot of people, but regenerative agriculture is more familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was almost 7 years ago, I think.
Has it been that? Wow.
It's shocking.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So, most of my hero farmers, my heroes used to be rock stars and drummers and people, but now they're farmers. So most of them were doing an addition to their offerings, which was microgreens.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that you could grow these year round in a controlled environment. And when we moved, the pandemic hit, like literally the month we moved here. And I started setting it up. And,
That's
infrastructure. Yeah.
Hats off to anybody who starts a business during a catastrophic event like a pandemic. And so, but yours is it makes sense though, because it's not necessarily one that is focused. I mean, although customer service we're talking about for sure, and that's with you, because just in case you didn't know, Desert Micro is a one-person show, and it is Jay. So whenever you reach out to him, you're contacting Jay. But it was kind of ideal, wouldn't it be, given the kind of the circumstances and just the nature of your business?
Well, getting to the heart of it, I'm a homebody, and so is my wife. So we're happy to be at home. She took her job with her. Luckily, we tricked him into letting him do that. And then we looked for a long time, all over the country. We almost moved to Idaho, and we looked, everywhere and where we were. And but my heritage goes back for hundreds of years here, and I've come full circle. So I'm really excited and on many levels to be in New Mexico.
And so tell me, because like microgreens really are kind of like the hot culinary item right now. But also that they're in this case locally grown. I have a feeling that there's no pesticides, nothing chemicals to it. So what's the appeal about microgreens? I mean, beside the fact that they're delicious, and this is coming from a carnivore.
They are absolutely loaded with micronutrients, antioxidants, and vitamins. Covers most of them cover the spectrum of vitamins that you want, but as far as antioxidants and cancer fighting chemicals and compounds, they have a magnitude compared to the level of, say, broccoli compared to broccoli when it's full grown. One large container of my microgreens is about 2 cases of fresh broccoli. And red acre cabbage, sunflower with the sulforaphane that fights cancer, and amaranth, arugula, they all have their own special thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like cilantro, everybody wants down here. That's got the I think it's lysine that's good for your eyes. And it's the only one that has that. So it's not just taste, texture, and color. It's definitely the health and wellness part.
Absolutely. So what is I'm curious, and someday I'd love to see your growing operation. But is this something that you converted a building into, or your garage? I mean, I can imagine. I mean, you're very creative and kind of MacGyver-ish. So how did you do that?
Well, moving here, my wife did want an attached garage and to have her car inside.
Okay.
Well, she sacrificed her spot and I expanded the business. So it's a 2-car garage, and we are in rural Doñana County, so it's farmland. So the aspects or regulations of being a farm go along with it. We're not in residential.
Yeah.
So that has a lot of good things about it.
Yeah. Well, during the pandemic, though, I mean, given that you were able to kind of set up shop during the pandemic, it's very much in your comfortable environment. How did you get the word out about what you do and your products?
I come from a commercial advertising and filmmaking background. Digital marketing was just innate.
Right.
I've been using audio and video programs since they were, since their inception. Dating myself, obviously, but that's what I grew up loving to do. I dreamt of working. I grew up in San Rafael, where Lucasfilm is. So I dreamt of working at Skywalker Sound and Industrial Light and Magic. And when I went to school, I studied. I already knew about the sound, so I studied visual effects, and then I got involved with lighting and camera work and all of that. So I like every microgreen grower, they come from the tech industry and then they turn into a farmer.
That's the common story, of course.
Very common.
Well, so what are, as we finish up, Jay, what are some of the challenges that you face, as a small business? I mean, do you have like hopes to expand, expand what you grow? What is it that you're working on right now that as a small business, you'd like people to know?
I really focus on just making sure my customers are covered in the best way possible and bringing the highest quality to them and to, the community of Las Cruces. I don't deliver to El Paso. I don't go to Albuquerque quite yet. I did meet New Mexico Harvest and spoke, about, having La Montanita pick things up, things like that. But growth is not really one of my biggest interests. So, doing any expansion would just mean expanding on bringing more to the customers that I already have, which are pretty much what I can handle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have any more aspirations for this year other than to bring more to the table for each customer.
Literally
more to the farm and table.
Yeah.
And I just, I want to say to anybody that's starting a business or has dreams of it, just go for it, because the possibilities and the capabilities right now are astonishing is the word I thought of. If you're not cross promoting, which I like to make sure that my customers know that you're not just getting a vendor that brings you microgreens, for dinner plates or breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do come from that background where I grew up in the Chamber of Commerce. I know how to cross promote. I always go to local people first, So if you're not utilizing these things, especially the social media, that most of it is free. Although, if you need to know that you have to pay for advertising to get to your full reach now. There's not many that are organic anymore at all.
Yeah.
But that's fine because I've spent $35 a month with Nextdoor, and I have 400,000 views, and I mean it's crazy.
Right. The resources are there. It's like just trying to find out, but for so many small businesses, if they don't have the experience or the exposure, it's the time to learn. And that's for many it's just overwhelming. But, we have so many resources, through the chamber. If we can't help you, we can find somebody who can. We've got a lot of really good folks that kind of came out of the pandemic of, look, there are new needs for small businesses. There's a new normal. We keep talking about it and it might get a little overwhelming and irritating, but there is kind of a new normal of doing business. And businesses like yours are kind of like starting with that new normal. And I think you'll thrive because of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm here to help. I don't just do microgreens. I'll talk your ear off about, digital marketing or self-awareness. If you're not an extrovert and you can't see yourself as a salesperson and you're a solopreneur like me, just, ask for help, get some perspective,
Yeah.
get a change of your attitude and find somebody that wants to help you like I do. And boom, in an hour, I could have you up and running or ready to go. But just don't be afraid to do the legwork.
Well, that's super generous of you, Jay, to do that. I'm really grateful for that. If now folks want microgreens, though, I can put your contact information and they can reach out to you as well. Where can people find you? Are you at the farmers market?
The farmers market is not in the stars for me this year.
Mm-hmm.
I love going as a visitor, but I'm so busy. I need, to have just a few days off for myself and my wife.
I hear you.
She gets the weekend off, so that's our time. But during the week, I'm doing deliveries. I'm reaching out to people, just walking the streets and meeting people.
There you go.
But my website is desertmicro.life, L-I-F-E, which is the health and wellness extension, and it's all me, like I said. So if you reach out on the contact page, it'll be my email.
And I'll have that information. So all depending on how you're looking at this, it'll be either be above or below. And you'll be able to reach Jay, because you're actually reaching Jay because he's a solo guy and he's doing all the work for Desert Micro. So if you'd like more information about microgreens, how to purchase them from Jay, or if you'd like to just sit and pick his brain about reaching out as a starting business and how you can use the free resources that you need, his information is there too. And if you'd like to reach out to us to get one of these Zoom chats because you're a member of the Green Chamber, you can contact me here. So Jay, it was so lovely talking with you. I can't wait to see you again in person at one of our events. And I do promise this time I am going to get some microgreens for my wife and I so that we can enjoy the goodness that comes from growing your own food.
Right on, Gary. Thank you so much.
Right. Thanks, Jay.
All right. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.